Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holiday.
Trojan family, what is up? Welcome to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. I'm your host, Ryan Dyrud. Happy Tuesday morning to you, December 9th. We are full swing Christmas season here in the Dyrud house and all across the Southland. It's my favorite time of year. It's the best. Other than the fact that college football is kind of over outside of the playoffs starting here soon and some bowl season. But hey, transfer portal season's a blast. Recruiting, the 26 class kind of wrapped up. Now we turn our sights to the 27 class. Still a ton to get into. Basketball is ramping up. Like I said, I'm going to start doing some USC basketball coverage. So that will be beginning probably this week. So be on the lookout for that. But wanted to jump on here. There is a transfer portal defensive player that USC is already trending for. So give you a little tidbit about that and some information about him and give you my thoughts on that potential ad. But first, real quick, just want to give a shout out to my brother, USC Jay. I'm sure most of you that listen to me also listen to him. He announced last night that he will be stepping away from USC coverage from his channel, USCJ. He's full-time worker, family man, really big in ministry with his church, and he's had some health issues as of late. I don't know what exactly they are. Don't want to delve into that. That's his personal information. But, praying for him, wish him nothing but the absolute best. Just an awesome dude. Phenomenal, content creator in the USC space. I think he's given so much of this team and so much of the Trojan family and so much to this fan base, just his passion and love for this program, and does it in such an organic and genuine way, and has really resonated with recruits and with parents, and that's what's kind of given him some of that insider info that not many people have. So I just want to shout him out. He's just an awesome guy. I've been able to get to know him over the past couple years, and just a really genuine human being. So he's going to do great things, and we'll be sad to not see his videos come across the timeline, but I will say he will definitely be a guest often on this channel. As often as we can get him, he will definitely pop in from time to time. So I don't think you'll see the last of him. It'll just maybe be more as a guest with us, which will be great for us. And then you guys can catch up with him as well. So shout out USCJ. We appreciate you. All right. So, I came across the desk this morning. Rivals put it out. Pete Nakos over at Rivals. And I don't, exactly when this can happen, since the portal doesn't officially open till January 2nd. But this is a player that entered the portal technically after a coach's firing early in the year. And this is Carrington Pierce, cornerback. He was with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And once Mike Gundy was fired early in the season, obviously players have the ability to, announce they're entering the portal. I'm not exactly sure. I'll try to get more details for you on if he can sign with USC now, or if this will wait until January 2nd. But anyway, trending that he is going to end up with the Trojans. Not a done deal yet, but it just seems like it is trending in that way. So let's get into who he is, I guess, right? So, he was a 3-star cornerback, did not play at all at Oklahoma State because of, the firing happening so early. He was a JUCO product before that. So he was the 2024 class, played a year at JUCO, and then committed to Oklahoma State this season, and did not play. So he will be a sophomore going into this year. Or I think he'll be a redshirt sophomore going into next year. The transitions always throw me off. So, but he's a local kid, went to Etiwanda High School right here in Rancho Cucamonga, attended Chaffee Junior College in Rancho Cucamonga. In that year, had a really good JUCO season, 24 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 6 pass breakups, 3 interceptions. So a really elite season. Was getting a lot of looks from, Nebraska, UCLA, some of the other premier programs coming out of JUCO, and ultimately ended up committing to Oklahoma State. So didn't play at all this season. So that is very fresh. Or he's very fresh, I'd say. It still has 3 years of eligibility left. So an interesting ad here, just because when you look at the cornerback room, with a defensive back room. Obviously we know Braylon Conley entered the portal, likely because the team said, hey, we have a lot of depth and we don't necessarily see you as a bona fide starter. So you probably have the ability to go and maybe start somewhere else. So Pierce, haven't watched a ton of tape on him, being honest. I'll be honest, haven't watched really any tape on him since he didn't play at all D1 this season. But I feel like this is probably more of a depth addition. I doubt after having a year of not playing, they see him as a lockdown corner coming in after essentially a year off. So to me, this is more of a depth piece that, they had that conversation with Conley most likely, and Conley decided, hey, I want to go start somewhere. And if they can get Pierce, again, this isn't done yet, then maybe he is accepting like, hey, I want to just come to USC back home. I'll be that depth piece, be that special teamer. So a little interesting just because, all our thoughts have been like with this transfer portal, almost every addition is going to be a, starting caliber player. But I get adding still some depth there and some competition, and this guy has high upside with the production that he had at Chaffey College. Real quick down a rabbit hole. So speaking of Chaffey College, I was kind of looking into it when he was playing there. So he played the year after this coach took over, but I don't know if any of you remember the name Darren Chavarini. He was he played in the league for a little bit, he's from here in California. Grew up in California, ended up going to University of Colorado for college, played in the league for a bit, and then he's kind of bounced around coaching, was, I think, an offensive coordinator at Colorado, ended up on a offensive analyst with UCLA and on Chip Kelly's staff, and then in 2023 took over the Chaffey head coaching job at that junior college. And prior to him arriving, that school was 2-18 over the previous 2 years. He gets there in 6 weeks, builds a staff, recruits his tail off from the junior college level, and leads that team to 11-0 and a league championship. So in one season, that turnaround, incredible. Then he gets offered and accepts the head coaching position at Northeastern State University down in Oklahoma and does the same thing there. Ends up having one of the biggest turnarounds in college football. Historic, the turnaround. Ends up going, this is a program that was horrible before he got there and improved in 2024, his first year, and then this season went 9-3 and captured an American Bowl championship, making NSU's largest year-to-year win jump since 1994, a championship season, and the program's most wins since 2000. I bring this up. He was there. Now, he was at Chaffey the year prior to Pierce getting there. Pierce played there in 24. But I just went down that rabbit hole. These are the type of coaches, and this is not about talking about Lincoln Riley, but this is someone you could add to your staff potentially if you can get an upgrade there on the offensive side of the ball. But these are the kinds of coaches when we talk about like Kurt Cignetti, and we'll see what happens with Bob Chesney at UCLA. But the Kurt Cignettis of the world that went through the grind of junior college and then the small D3 school, D2, FCS, and building the program as they went along. And then you see the transformation he was able to do at Indiana in such a short time. Darren Chavarini is a name to look out for because now he takes a 2-18 junior college team, 11-0 championship first season. He takes a woefully bad NCS team, second season championship. This is a guy, watch out for this name. And if Lincoln Riley and USC can get him potentially on their staff in some offensive capacity, that's a guy you might want to have in the building. That is a culture builder to the T. And I don't think USC needs like a culture fix. I think we've seen the culture being built over these last 2 seasons and it's trending the right way. So I'm not saying that at all. But just watch out for Darren Chavarini as a coach to kind of look for. You heard it here first. But yeah, so Carrington Pierce looking likely, but looks like a depth piece. So we'll see what that looks like moving forward. But an interesting name just because I don't think it's a depth position that they necessarily need. In my opinion, like if you're adding 10 to 15 guys in the portal, I think all 10 to 15 of those should be viable starters. But with losing Conley, maybe they see this as like, hey, Conley, go start somewhere else. We can bring in a depth guy to replace you as what we kind of saw your role moving forward as being depth. And I still think they'll definitely go and try to add a potential starter at cornerback still. We'll see who all enters. The big misconception again is with the portal is not every guy is like just a bona fide 5-star starter. Like you can't just go build a 22-person roster with our starters. There are a couple that will enter that are, we see them every year. A few that are like, okay, impact players. I mean, Jordan Addison, Caleb Williams, and others, Bear Alexander. So there's out there, but there's not 15 of them you're going to get, but you can probably get 10. You can probably get 7. So this might be the first start. We'll see. I'll be back in just a little bit. I'm putting together a list of linebacker potential portal transfers. I know that's the big position everyone's worried about. I'm going to look at defensive line portal additions. Those are probably 2 separate videos. And I'm going to look at the 27 class of linebackers, because I think this is definitely a position where they could add 2 to 3 linebackers in the 27 class. It may only be 1 if they can get the top guy who they've been going after hard. But I'll put together that video as well. So a lot of stuff coming down the pike for you today. So stay tuned. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We certainly appreciate it. I'll be back here very soon. Thank you, family. As always, fight on. Hey, Trojan family, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the USC LAFB show. Before you go, let me tell you quickly about our friends over at Sleeper. Go right now, download the Sleeper app. It's the #1 sports app, not just for season-long fantasy, but they've got live pickers, they've got live stat updates, they've got a chat you can chat with other users, plus the daily pick'em, which is a blast, or daily fantasy, whatever you want to call it. You go and pick 2 to 8 players across any sports. If you're talking USC, go choose Jaden Mayav in his next matchup. Pick more or less passing yards, more or less touchdowns. You stack those, and you can win real money. When you go to make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code USCLAFB. You're going to get a match deposit up to $100. Put in $100, you get $100 free to play with from Sleeper. Put in $10, they'll match you that $10. So now you're sitting at $20 to play with. But also right now, for any new users, no deposit required. You get $20 free entry. You can stack both. You can get the $20 for free. Go make a deposit. Use USC LAFB. And now you've got a bunch of free money to play with right there on the Sleeper app. Check it out, Trojan family. And when you do, tell them the guys at the USC LAFB sent you.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening. Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy Holiday.